Greetings, Internet! My name is the Bearded Ferret, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Thoughts, Ideas, and Reaction video. Today, at least at the time I'm recording this, we got a brand new trailer showcasing new Pokemon, more Alola's forms, and we finally have some info on the infamous Team Skull. I'm very excited about that. It's nice to finally get some new information that's not Pokemon related, that has more to do with the game. But if you're excited for this thoughts and reactions idea video, do give that like button a nice little poke for me. And before we dive into what the trailer showed, we've got a few Pokemon that were revealed in the Coro magazine scans and all that shit, but not in the trailer. So first we have a Nuikoguma, or however the hell you say it, the pre-evolution of a Beware, and it's cute. I get about as much like yay from it as I do Beware, but I mean, it does show that, like, hey, you know, there is an evolution there. At least it's pre-evolution, but it is still there. But Beware's previous evolution is very popular among women and children, and tops the list of Pokemon people want to meet. It hates being touched and will kick and struggle to resist. It's very powerful, but once it evolves into Beware, it truly gains Herculean strength. So this little cute cuddly bear has the gift and the curse. It is gifted with cuteness, but it is also a curse because it doesn't want to be touched. Don't invade my personal space. Leave me alone or I'll kick your ass. But yeah, that's that little guy. He doesn't really speak to me, but I mean, I am a man, so I guess that could be why. But the other Pokemon revealed in the Coro leak scan thingy-mo-who's-its are Sunaba and Shirodesuna. It's the Sandcastle. It's a ghost ground Pokemon, and it's funny. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. A few of my friends are pretty excited for this Pokemon too. It's a sandcastle. I mean, we've got a lot of Pokemon that are based off of objects, and I think it's pretty perfect to have a haunted sandcastle Pokemon. And for Sunaba, it's a grudge that dwells inside a pile of sand turns into a Pokemon, truly a terrifying creature. And then after that, its evolution steals the life force from other Pokemon. Those Pokemon grudges turn into new Sunabas. So the way this Pokemon works is it eats other Pokemon to give birth to new ones. That is its cycle of life. It will eat anything, and it's like a little cute little Pichu hopping along. Now you're a sandbox or a sandcastle Pokemon. I think it's an interesting idea. I can't wait to learn more about it when it's like completely revealed instead of just inside Coro. But its design is pretty solid. It's an interesting. It's about what you'd expect from a sandcastle Pokemon, and the fact that it's ghost ground is pretty cool. But after that, we've got three Pokemon that have been revealed in the newest trailer. And first here we have probably the coolest of the three. We have Wishiwashi. And Wishiwashi is this cute little fish that has the ability Schooling, which makes it not evolve, but like call a bunch of other Wishiwashis, I guess, and it turns into a school of fish Pokemon. I like the designs of these guys, but I don't know if I'm 100% behind the concept, because once again, we have a little fish that doesn't evolve, but it does evolve, but it doesn't evolve, but it does. It's weird. Like, I think it would be cooler if Wishiwashi just evolved into this monster fish, but then I guess it would lose its gimmick about being a school of fish. But either way, the design is very, very cool. You know, it's a cute little white innocent fish, and then a bunch of his friends get together and they're like as big as fucking Gyarados, and they're like, I'm gonna fuck you up. But a single Wishiwashi is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishiwashi is very small, even for a Pokemon. Yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, Wishiwashi's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to allies. Wishiwashi that have encountered many dangerous situations have a lot of experience calling on their allies will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform into an even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flee from Wishiwashi's school form. So it's cool. Like I said, it's cool. I'm just not 100% behind the idea of it not evolving. It's the thing that Alola's Pokemon seem to be doing a lot. It's a gimmick Pokemon. We've got a lot of gimmick Pokemon. You know, a bird that's different typings depending on what island it's on. We've got this fish. We've got the Minor that has its core. We've got Mimikyu that just wants to be a Pikachu, and I think that's it. Oh, and we have Komala that's always like asleep, but it's just a lot of gimmicks, and most of these Pokemon are pretty cool, but they're all just kind of gimmicks. And this next Pokemon, I don't really know how I feel about it, but it's Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku is a little sea cucumber. It's a water type. I'm hoping this thing evolves, but it looks like, you know, it's got this little symbol there, and essentially like has like a hand come out, I think. But it's a little sea cucumber. It doesn't really have much going for it. It's just kind of here. It's got an innards out ability, which is kind of like, it looks like a mixture of Destiny Bond and Aftermath, where I think it can knock you out depending on the damage. I'm not really sure. But due to their appearance and their lifestyles, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking back into the sea is available to tourist beaches, but no matter how far they're thrown, they will always return to the same spot. Once a Pyukumuku finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out for food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyukumuku back into the food-rich sea wherever they come across any thin-bellied Pyukumuku. Pyukumuku are covered with a slippery, vicious fluid that has a moisturizing effect. Pyukumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of the Alola use their fluid for skincare products. Pyukumuku hate to have their spikes and mouths touched. If you step on one, it will hurl out its fist-like inner organs to strike it at you. So yeah, it's a little dumb sea cucumber. That's the best way to explain it. This is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon so far. I probably won't be using this guy. Sorry if you like him, but I don't know. Unless he evolves into something amazing, he's just a stupid sea cucumber. But finally, we have Morlul. And Morlul is Grass Fairy. I've been talking about getting a Grass Fairy for a while now. We finally get one, and it's Mushroom. It's a mushroom, guys. It's a mushroom. It's a little mushroom. But they are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. Morlul use their leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows and communicate with them. Morlul broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their blushing light has a soporific effect. It seems that in times of danger will broadcast these spores. So once again, unless it evolves into something really cool, it's just another mushroom. And it's a Grass Fairy. I mean, I guess it's here. It's what we've got. It seems like at this point we're kind of getting more of the kind of lame, at least in my opinion, not as cool Pokemon or just to fly out gimmicks to make room for the Alola forms, which we've got a few more of those as well, and they on the other hand are all awesome. A couple of them were revealed in Coral, and one of them was leaked, but overall they are all really cool. So first off, we have Alolan Meowth, this sassy fucking Meowth, and it's a dark type. And that's awesome. More love for dark types. I'm always down for that. So we got a dark type Meowth that I kind of want to use. I really want to use it. And it's just cool. But it's a Pokemon that did not originally live in Alola, of course. They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, Kanto, and only a select few could have them as partners. Meowth and Alola are distinct for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate: a wound to their pride and dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. It's said that the Meowth that were offered to the royal families lived in a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon, seen as commonly in the Alola region as elsewhere. So it's pretty cool. And what's interesting about these Alolas, well, actually, I guess not including Executor, but Executor's Alola form is kind of different from everybody else's. But every other Alola form we've seen so far, it was the entire evolution line. But for these three, we didn't get that. Meowth here being the first form, it would be weird if Alolan Meowth evolved into regular Persian. That wouldn't make sense to me. So I assume we're going to get an Alolan Persian at some point. Whether it's dark normal or still pure dark, whatever. But I think it will be a really bad move and extremely disappointing and a waste of an Alolan Meowth if it just became a regular Persian when it evolved. So hopefully Alolan Persian is a thing, although we have not heard it yet. But next, this one was kind of a given after the last trailer, but Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak is a fire ghost type. That's pretty cool. A lot of people were saying, because the fire captain trains with his Marowak, it was pretty obvious that Alolan Marowak was going to be a thing. Otherwise, why would he have a Marowak? But at least myself thought it would just be a fire ground type, but no, they incorporated the ghost into it too, which makes this Alolan Pokemon a million times better. So because it's fire ghost type, it is some of the best typing. But the Marowak in the Alola region takes bones and lights both ends by rubbing them against their foreheads. That's cool. They then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bone led people of Alola to dub and conjure and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies, in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close unions with their partners. It's said that the great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense and resulted in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak provides skills and an attack in which it waves its bone and releases balls of flames. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. So that tells me it's not the strongest, but it's fast. But yeah, once again, we didn't get Alolan Cubone in Marowak, we just got Alolan Marowak. And this one I would understand a little bit more, because Cubone evolving into something that can face its predators better makes sense. But at the same time, I would love to see, I could see, if they did do Alolan Cubone, I could see that being fire ground, because, of course, the story with the dying Marowak, that explains the ghost typing, but Cubone's not the one that died. So if we did get an Alolan Marowak, Alolan Cubone, I could see it being fire ground, but I could also see us just not getting an Alolan Cubone, only getting a regular Cubone that evolves into an Alolan Marowak, but then at the same time, you gotta wonder how that works. If it's just because we're in Alola, it becomes an Alolan Marowak, or how that would work. So I'm inclined to think whenever we get an Alolan form, it's for the whole line, including Execute. I don't know if we'll get an Alolan Execute. I don't know. That one, the Alolan Executor just kind of throws wrenches into everything when it comes to this. But the final Alolan form is not really my favorite of the three. I kind of like all these three about the same, but it's really cool. And that's Alolan Raichu. It is an electric psychic type, and somebody's honking a horn outside. But the Alolan Raichu is so cute. And it's using its tail like a little surfboard. It's like an homage to Surfing Pikachu. Which is the other thing, are we going to get an Alolan Pichu and an Alolan Pikachu, or are we only going to have Alolan Raichu? I mean, it's cool to finally see Raichu get some love, because of course Raichu is probably one of the most ignored Pokemon of all time because of Pikachu. Pikachu is the mascot, so Pikachu usually gets all the attention, and we don't really see Raichu. But now Raichu finally getting some love. But Raichu and Alola have two types, electric and psychic, and they are able to wield psychic powers. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in the tails and then ride on them to float in the air. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in the Alola region. The people of Alola seem unconcerned, though. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet, puffy, round pancakes. Raichu has electric stacks on its cheeks, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanisms behind this is not clear, but it is thought to be connected to the psychic power that the Alolan Raichu possesses. So I think it's really cool. It's a really drastic change, and again, where we didn't get Alolan Pikachu, so far I've only gotten Alolan Raichu. It's nice to see Raichu get some love, and it's a really cool, cute design. And the fact that it's electric psychic is a pretty interesting typing. I can't really think of any other electric psychic types off the top of my head. So that's really cool. So those are the newest Alola form Pokemon. I love them all. So far, there is not an Alola form I don't like, and I like that. And also, so far, it seems pretty confirmed that only Kanto Pokemon are going to get Alola forms, which is interesting because the whole first half of the year leading up to the games, they were striking this huge connection to Kalos. Between Margiana, Zygarde, it seemed like this game was really connected to Kalos. But with all these Kanto Alola forms, and Meowths came from the region, obviously Kanto and all that, it's striking a thing closer to Kanto. So it's almost like full circle, which was also kind of one of the first things he said. It's connecting the first game to the last game to the most recent game, kind of making everything go full circle, because we had red and blue lead to gold and silver, lead to ruby sapphire, lead to diamond, lead to black and white, lead to XY, lead to Alola, and back to Kanto. So it'll be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. But finally, the best and the coolest part of this trailer had nothing to do with the Pokemon themselves, but we finally got some information outside of the Pokemon, and that is the evil team. I've wanted to know about these guys for so long, and we finally know about them. Say hello to Team Skull. That is so cool, and their theme in the trailer is badass. But Team Skull of the Alola region are a group of ruffians that cause a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, mess up the trial sites, and delight in all kinds of evil deeds. So it kind of seems to confirm more that we're not going to have gyms this time around. We're going to have these trials instead, because why would the Team Skull be messing with them and not the gym leaders? Well, it's because they're one and the same. At least that's what I think, and it makes sense. But we have the grunts themselves. They look pretty sweet. They're rocking like a black tank top. They got that little skull necklace, little bandana. They're kind of like gangsters, and it's kind of funny. But the Team Skull grunts, both male and female, wear matching black skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided. All grunts have to buy their own. So the fact that they emphasize this, which this is on the official Sun and Moon website that I'm looking at right now, it's stated these people are so bad they have to go buy their own uniforms. The team leader ain't provided them with shit. So that's interesting. But next we have the admin, Plumeria, I have no idea how to say her name, but she's considered the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together, in the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the grunts who are below her in the pecking order, and she's not one to let go if someone gives them a walloping, which of course we're gonna do. We're gonna beat the hell out of these stupid grunts, and she is not going to appreciate it. So it's cool, and it's also interesting that at least so far there's only one admin. I imagine there might be more, but there's a lot of emphasis on this one. So that kind of tells me that maybe there won't be. Maybe there won't be more admins, and maybe Team Skull is more of a smaller team. Like most teams, they're really big. They have entire organizations. They want to take over the world. They want all the money. They want all the Pokemon. Want to take over the world, the universe, change reality, or kill everyone. They have different motives. But these guys, especially what we learned about Guzma here, is he's the boss. This is the leader of Team Skull, and he's not as cool as Lysander. Lysander is still my favorite, but he's pretty freaking cool looking. And he's the one who holds ruffians together. He pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those who never could become captains, and seems to have a bone to pick with the professor as well, because in the trailer you see him talking to the professor, and both of them, he says, we, the ones who failed to become captains. And it makes me wonder if he means them as in Team Skull as a whole, or him and the professor. So maybe they were friends. They both tried to become captains. They both failed. And Guzma took that as, fuck you, I'm going to mess up all your shit then. While the professor was like, okay, that's fine. You know what? I'm inspired. I want to learn more about Pokemon. I'm going to become a professor. And so, kind of similar to Sycamore and Lysander kind of having a connection. Maybe they have a bit more of a connection. But, the fact that they're just kind of vandalizing the trial areas, they're just kind of dicking around. They're not really trying to take over the world. It almost seems like they just want revenge or Guzma just wants revenge for not being able to become a captain or a trial captain. And he's just like, yeah, right, fine. If I can't be, nobody can. It doesn't seem like this is something that will affect the whole world. It doesn't seem like anything crazy. He's just an asshole that wants revenge, and that's cool. I like that. So I'm excited for Team Skull. I can't wait to see even more on them. I mean, we got a huge chunk of information right here, and it's nice to see that we're finally getting that. But that's it. That's all we've got for this video, and I'm excited. This was some cool information. It was nice to see something different. Not just the same old stuff. You know, here's more new Pokemon, here's more alola forms. No, it's here's the team. So that's pretty cool. But that's all, folks. But if you enjoyed this video, do give that like button a nice little poke for me. Scrolling over and poke the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Don't forget scrolling down, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of all of this, about the Alolas, the new Pokemon, and Team Skull. And of course, share the video with your friends, all that other happy-go-lucky stuff. But until next time, guys, see you then.